I am honoured to introduce to you our guest speaker. As my wife and business partner, Nini has made a significant impact on the lives of tens of thousands of people, helping them to overcome mental and emotional blockages and to achieve their goals. With her expertise in goal setting and her inspiring story of success, Nini is poised to share valuable insights and knowledge that will benefit us all. So please join me in welcoming Nini Tolson to the Masterclass. Welcome, Nini.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, husband.
Hey, wife. Oh my gosh, how ca I? How ca I? How cute are you looking today?
Thank you.
So good. Well, thank you for being here. We're into session number 4 of the Masterclass. And in the previous session, we just started to learn about the science of DISC.
I love that. I love this. And I remember the time when I learned about myself, I actually feel more confidence in myself because I know where's my strength, where's my weakness, but also be able to communicate way much better with you because now I also know about my husband's style.
You know about your husband's DISC style. Tell me, what are some of those things about my DISC style that you've already learned? And only
I
tell them
know.
the good ones if you want to remain married.
Well, I know that you're very aggressive when it comes to business. And a lot of time you did set a very high expectation for yourself. When you didn't get what you want, you get very angry. And sometimes those outbursts can be quite frightening. You know, I remember you used to be like so angry, you will hit the desk. But because I know your style, I won't take it personally. I was like, okay, that's what Daniel, I let him do what he needs to do. And after, can be 30 minutes, I come back and you're back to normal already. So I think that is a very good way for me to actually know your style, not take it personally.
Because the
Yeah.
D style's aggressive, aren't they? When they don't get what they
Yes.
want, they turn into the Hulk. So it's important to know this about your partner because people's behavior sometimes impacts you unintentionally. And so for Nini, when I get frustrated in business because I'm growing a business really fast and I don't get what I want, she understands it's nothing personal. It's just the frustration of not getting the result that I want. And so for us, having a relationship and understanding each other's DISC style, it's so much better. And my wife is a high I style. So she's the party starter. And whenever we
Yes.
need to get the party started, I say, wife, go and do your high I style job and I'll give you a reward. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
Well, welcome.
Yeah.
So, Nini, we met in 2008, 2009.
Yep.
Can you talk to me about what were some of your career goals and aspirations before we met in 2008, 2009?
Okay. When I was little, I always wanted to be a cabin crew. So my dream was just be an international flight attendant. So I was being in the career for almost 10 years when we met, actually. So for me, that goal is I just want to enjoy this career for the rest of my life and travel around the world. I think it was a wonderful lifestyle. I cannot complain.
So you were cabin crew, you were happy doing the job, you'd been doing it for
Yeah.
10 years, you wanted to travel around the world. And then
Yes.
in 2009, 2010, what challenges were you starting to face?
Uh, I think first of all, I broken my ankles, when I in the training college, and then I start having some heart problems because, as a cabin crew, we have to fly at a very weird time. Sometimes you have to wake up like 1 a.m., land it at midnight. So that start creating some of my heart problem. But what really shift, massively was in 2010, I was involved in the aircraft accidents. So for 2.5 years, I went through 3 major reconstructive surgeries on my kneecap. So in and out of the hospital for the rehab. So because of that accident, actually leaving me with a permanent disability, and also the financial instability as well, But the most important was that emotional trauma that, it come to so bad that I want to end my life. From the glamorous cabin crew, turning into have to sitting on a wheelchair And I remember you used to push me on the wheelchair in the Dubai Mall because I was stuck in the home for so long. And you take me out to have a lunch, but I have to sit on the wheelchair. So, I remember our colleagues see you pushing me, in a wheelchair in the shopping mall.
Has that happened to anybody here? You've had a career goal, you've had a life path planned out, and then something dramatic comes along. To recap for those who are just coming back now, Nini was involved in an aircraft accident. And as a result of that, she fractured her knee in 5 different places. And for 3 years, she was in and out of surgery. And she went through that emotional roller coaster to the stage where she even wanted to end her own life because of the emotional pain. Now, coming towards the end of 2012, when you were pregnant, what started to happen as a result of that stress?
I close to 3 times miscarriage because I was so stressed. I couldn't sleep. I lost my job, and I was forced to leave Dubai. And I remember that time was that anxiety of I have to separate from you because you're still flying. And then, for me, I have to return to Taiwan by myself, but also having that fear of you might miss the birth of our daughter.
So you lost your job that you'd been doing for 10 years.
Yeah.
You were in a major accident, which left you with a permanent disability. You lost your job, you almost miscarried 3 times. You had to leave the country that you were living in, and you had to start all over again.
Yes, with a little bit saving.
With a little bit of savings. And so at that stage, what did you have to decide? Could you go back to this old job or did you have to reinvent yourself? What happened?
I think that was really challenging time for me. I remember I went to the psychologist and she told me one thing. She said to me, "Hey, Nini, you need to stop waiting for the things to get better before you make a change. You have to make a change before things get better." So I think that's a wake-up call for me. Like you said, I need to make that decision. Do I look for another corporate job or I have to reinvent myself into a total different person to pursue my goal and my dream?
And how many of you are sitting here today waiting for things to change before you get better? And how many years of your life have you wasted? Because for things to get better, you have to change first.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Nini is saying. If you want things to get better, you have to make the change. So you've lost your job, you've lost your financial security, you've come close to losing our daughter 3 times, and now you've got to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
What have you been able to achieve since then?
Well, first of all, I let go of my past painful memory, all those anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt that have, holding me back. So I get rid of that. And then I having that confidence in myself to moving forward. Also, I learned a new skill to help me to live a new life, but also a lot of money, different financial reward. And because this skill, it helped me, I gained 700 new customers in 1 year. So now my coaching rate is $500 per hour. I can do at home. I also having that financial security in myself, but also the independency.
$500 per hour. Were you earning $500 per hour as cabin crew?
No, that was 50. So less than.
So you're earning
years,
$50
50
per hour.
per hour.
And within
Before.
10 years of reinventing yourself, you can now earn
500.
$500 per hour. Would anybody here today be angry if your wife was earning $500 per hour? Gentlemen, would you be angry? Ladies, would you be angry if you were earning $500 per hour? Would you? No way. So you've been able to acquire 700 customers, new customers just last year. Hourly income's gone from 50 to 500 per hour.
Yes.
Anything else that's changed for you after you've gone through that big reinvention?
Well, also that, I also be able to help a lot of customers as well. I turn my story as a pen, but into the sugar to impact other people. This year, very exciting is that I'm also gonna do your 100 SDNA, but in Chinese versions. So by that means that, we will be able to impact more people in this lifetime. So that was really excited.
Is there any husband and wives here today that would love to work together? Wives, would you like to be on the same path as your husband, or your husband to be on the same path of you? Men, would you like your wives to be on the same path? Or would you like to be able to do your life's work with your partner? Because if that's what you're looking for, it's absolutely possible. And Nini and I, we get to travel the world. We get to work with each other every single day, impacting lives. So in summary for Nini, is she had a accident on an aircraft, which resulted in the fracture of her knee in 5 places. She went through a total reconstruction, 3 major surgeries over 2.5 years. She lost her job. She lost her income. She came close to miscarriage 3 times. And through all of that, she was still able to grow. She was able to increase her income from $50 an hour to $500 per hour. Just last year alone, she trained 700 new people. And what this means for you is that you too have the ability to reinvent yourself. You too have the ability to turn things around at any moment. It doesn't matter how bad things were or how bad things are. You still have the ability to turn things around today. You're not too late. You're not too old. Now is the right time. So Nini,
Absolutely.
any final thoughts?
Well, one of the things I always share, if you don't like the outer world of yours, change the internal world, because your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you're ready to change and wanted to change, now is the time.
Do it now. Nini, thank you so much. And when I walk out of this room on the next break, I'm going to come and give you a kiss. I love you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'll see you soon. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the chat box, type in Nini.